Hey everyone, let's have a chat about American Gods by Neil Gaiman. I've been rereading this book the whole month and I still have 150 pages to go, but it won't change anything I have to say about it, so let's talk about it finally. As I mentioned, I've been rereading this and it took me a long time. The first time I read it, I flew through the book though, so don't take that as a bad sign for the book. It is an amazing story, it's captivating, and it normally pushes you forward. What the story is about, it's following Shadow, who's a character who in the beginning of the novel is released from prison and then gets hired by a man called Wednesday. And Wednesday turns out to be a god, and he is preparing for the war between old gods and new gods. So basically we're in America and we have all these gods living there. Basically the gods that the people from Europe and every other country brought to America when they moved there. But nowadays we have a lot of new gods like TV, internet, media, and all these things. So these two different kinds of gods are in a battle and the storm is coming. It's what we know. There is going to be a war and Shadow is somehow caught up in between. That's mainly the story. Now let's talk about reading this book. I like the atmosphere. I remembered from the first time I read it that it was really dark and the atmosphere was calming and soothing, but also dark. And it had me there again. Every time I pick up the book and open it, I'm immediately sucked into this quiet, subdued, dark atmosphere. I don't know if everyone experiences it like that, but for me it is like this. And I especially like Shadow. He is such a soothing, calming character in all the tumult that is going on, and I don't know, I just like him. He is so likable. I can't really describe why, because he's not really very active. He's rather inactive, but the way he deals with everything is so soothing and amazing in between all of the things that are going on. And this is what I really like about this book, Shadow as a character. And then there are all these other characters, the gods, that are coming and going. And when I read it the first time, I was looking up all the gods that I didn't know and didn't recognize. Because come on, who knows every god that ever existed? But on the internet you can find pages where they describe who's who and their history a little bit. And talking about the story, the idea of this whole world with the gods is amazing, and the same as the battle and the conflict and everything that's going on. So I really like that. I have heard before that people who tried reading this, despite liking Neil Gaiman's writing, had problems with this book. And I can understand it. I do feel it's a little bit different, especially in the reread. I noticed that it's not as captivating in the reread as all the other books that I read by Neil Gaiman. So I don't really know if it's a book for everyone. But I do know that it's an epic story, that it has great characters and a lot of great ideas. So if you were thinking about trying American Gods, I can only give you the go-ahead. If you have read it, let's talk about it in the comments, and have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Bye-bye.